Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today we are going to be doing, it's going to be like how to get out of chaos. It's basically from hail to harvest. So we're going from Hagalaz to Jera. We're going from chaos and the uncontrolled uncontrollables to finding abundance from that. So it's going to be 5 readings to choose from. I've got some lovely animals to choose from. We have the stag, the doe, the fox, the wolf, and the alligator, because why not? So feel into the animals. One of them has a story of your progression from chaos to abundance. And I will put the timestamps in the description, and I will see you there. Bye. Hello, stag people. So people who chose the stag, I'm going to move the stag like right the heck over here, because I'm going to be doing a lot of cards and runes for this reading. So I'm going to have the stag over C, but the stag is going to be out of the way. Okay, hang on a sec. Let's get the stag where the stag can be seen, but also oversee. Okay, that'll do. So, so I'm going to start with the Rider-Waite Tarot. We're going to get where you are now and your way to abundance, and then what it's going to look like when you get to abundance. So we're going to start with that. So let's get this set of cards. So this is where you are now in chaos. This is your path to abundance, and this is abundance. So where are you? How do you get there, and what is there? So here, right now, your chaos is you're feeling very defensive. You feel like you have to defend what you have, and you're very, very defensive about. You're just very protective of your energy and of your things like that. Even your words, you're protective of. Your way out of this is to sort of return to a place of not necessarily, well, yes, necessarily innocence, but to where things weren't as threatening. And sort of make connections that way, and then you'll be ready to set out again with high energy and excitement. So that's not even remotely all. We're going to go with the runes now. We have the maple runes, and the maple runes are going to show us details of how we're going to get there. You just heard the doe fall down. Okay. Okay, so where you are now. Yeah, there's chaos right there, immediately. That's exactly what this is about. So let's do a quick little splash on each card. We'll start with the chaos card. So right now, where you are, it really does feel chaotic. It feels like everything is out of your control, and you feel like you're in danger, and you feel like just threatened, and you feel like it's just like this crazy, everything's crazy and out of your control. So you feel like you have to protect yourself, and you have to protect your energy. Well, you have to protect your desires, your will, and your even just your words. Leading up to this, there was something that caused this. There was a surprise that happened, and it was a revelation of something that was always there, but you didn't realize it until suddenly you realized it, and then you're like, you know what? I'm not going to let anything be in danger. I'm going to protect everything. And it wasn't even a particularly negative surprise, but it was a surprise about the outside world that was like, okay, you know what? I got to protect myself. I got to protect everything. I've got to just I can't trust anything. So what is going to help you in this point is right now you've made yourself frantic running around trying to protect everything. Stop that. Just stop doing that. It's like if you're going to run around, do it internally. We have Avaz, which is the horse. The horse, it has to do with movement and also spirit. So it's reversed on the upper line, which means the running around has got to stop, the outward running around, because you're wearing yourself out. Turn that running around inward, but let your spirit carry you inwardly. Let your spirit lead you through inwardly what you're doing to protect yourself from the chaos, because that will be healthier than the physical running around that you're currently doing. What doesn't help is the fact that you are so worried about unhappiness, you're so worried about misery, and you're so worried about not being contented. We have Funyo reversed. That's the joy rune. It's in the lower line. It's what's not helping you. It would drag you down. Like, you let yourself think of it and it just drags you down. So bring yourself back up to where you're stopping yourself from wearing yourself out, running around, and that's going to help you get through this moment of total chaos where it feels like it's just chaos. And what your next step is going to be is you're going to get on top of these emotions. This is kind of the balancer at this point. We've got the negative emotions, the discontent, the misery, and okay, you know what, we're going to stop that, and we're going to stop running around, and we're going to stop wearing ourselves out, and we're going to just work inwardly with spirit and try to get on top of this. And it looks like you're basically going to get on top of the negative emotions. You're going to sort of quell that surge so that it's not overflowing you anymore to that point. But now the question is, how do we get from this place of just defensiveness and just like feeling like you always have to protect things to this place of feeling much more free, ready to direct your energy where it needs to go? That is going to involve a return to innocence to a certain extent. So you've already done some inner work with the turning inward and letting spirit lead you. So yeah, so let's get some runes down on this one. So this is going to start with an agreement with yourself, basically. We have Gabo, which is the rune of, it's a gift, so it always has to do with an exchange, and it tends to be agreements, decisions, and goals. So after this point that you've been through, that you're going through now, where you're going to be a little bit more on top of your surging emotions, you're going to be like, okay, things have to change. We have to do something about this. So you're going to make a plan. You're going to make an agreement with yourself, and you're going to decide, I'm going to move forward and try to get through this. It is going to involve a bit of a return to innocence, to where things weren't, just like bring yourself back to where you were when you weren't feeling so paranoid. Where you had a little more trust of things. And what's going to help you, well, where you are when you get in there, your central issue in that point is going to be Fehu reversed. Fehu's the rune of wealth and worth. Reversed, it has to do with inner wealth, inner worth, and confidence. You did feel more confident before. You felt, you may berate yourself for that because you were like really naive, maybe. You felt that this confidence was unfounded and perhaps naive, but you were in a better place emotionally and mentally, and that's sort of what you have to focus on to get out of this state and move towards this state. So what's going to help you with that is making sure that all of your needs are taken care of. You were an innocent because a lot of you basically, you had that foundation of everything was being taken care of and everything was okay, like everything around you was supporting you. So it's not even like emergencies, it's like, look around you, what needs to be done, what needs to be taken care of. You take care of that, you're going to feel less paranoid, you're going to feel less stressed and less threatened. Just basically go around and do that. Like, take care of the simple things that will put you in a place where you feel more protected, more safe, more sane, and more confident. What isn't going to help is, this is not the time to start something new. Like, really not. Like, this is, you're looking back a little bit. You are moving forward, but you're sort of letting yourself catch up with yourself at this point, because this held everything back for a long time. This is you catching up with yourself. So this is not a time to start something brand new in your life. This is a time to like establish where you're at and make sure that where you're at right now is as safe feeling as possible and is just as conducive to your confidence as it can be. And whenever you see something that needs to be done, do it. Just like, this is to keep me, doing dishes and laundry is boring, but after you've done, you have dishes and clean clothes. So it's basically that kind of thing. Like, just take the time, and it will help build your confidence, because you will have accomplished something that sort of builds, the protection between you and what you feel threatened by. So bring yourself back up to that. Don't start anything really, really new. Just basically say, I'm going to let myself catch up with myself, and here we are. And what that's going to lead you to, your next step after that is, okay, this is going to be a bit of a process. It's going to be a bit of a long process, but I know where I'm going now. I know where I want to be, confident and able to direct my energy efficiently. So let's get some runes down. Sorry, we have Ivaz, which is the rune of the yew tree. This has to do with patience, slow growth, and slow development. And that's what's going to get you from there to here. And there's the journey. So it is a journey for you. It is a bit of a journey for you. But it's a good one, and it's one that is good for you. And what's the final thing? Beautiful. Okay, so stag people, you're going to pursue this journey that you've been on. You're going to continue with this. And sorry, journey rune, here we go. And it's going to lead you to a place where you're not going to feel like you have to hoard everything around you anymore so much. You're going to be letting go of things that no longer serve you. We have Othala reversed. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland. And let me just straighten this. The rune of the home and the homeland. And when it's reversed, especially in the central issue, especially on the path line, it has to do with letting go of things that no longer serve you. So all of this stuff that you've gathered around you and you're so afraid that somebody's even going to look at sideways or whatever, you're not going to worry about that anymore. You're just going to let a lot of that go. That's, it's out of your control, and that's fine. As well, it's going to allow you to step out of your comfort zone again, which is another thing that Othala reversed has to do with. What is going to help you is all of this work you've done here, between here and here, is going to bring more light into your life. It's going to clear the clutter. You're going to be able to, everything is going to be illuminated. Your entire field of vision is going to be illuminated. We have Hagalaz, which is the breaking of the day. It's the dawn. It's the illuminator of the world. So you're going to be able to see more clearly than you could before because you took care of all these things. Like, this was a clutter and it was in your way. And by the time you get to this point at where you're stepping out of your comfort zone and you're able to let go of things that no longer serve you, everything's going to be lit up. You're going to be able to see, like, all around you. Like, you're going to be able to just see it. You may still be worried about manifesting things. You may be worried about, speaking. This was still something, like, right here, you were even being defensive about your words. Like, you were just like everything held in and tight. And you may still be worried about that. You may also not trust communication from around you or you. So you may not even trust your own communication. It's not reversed, but it's like communication in general. But if that's the case, bring yourself back up to where you are seeing clearly now. You are taking this, you're still sort of knowing that this is bit by bit and that you're tending needs as they happen. Like, when you spot it, you do it. But that's going to make things so much better. Being able to see clearly and being unencumbered and decluttered is going to be so much better. This is basically all going to lead you to greater sense of inner strength. We have Uruz reversed. Uruz is the rune of the wild ox. Reversed, it has to do with, it always has to do with strength and health. But reversed, it has to do with inner strength, inner health, and even letting go of stubbornness, because that's one of the things about the Uruz rune is sometimes that there's stubbornness involved, and you've basically let go of all of this. You're going to be much better soon. So that, stag people, is your path from hail to harvest, from chaos to abundance. So I wish you all the best of luck, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, doe people. So, doe people, the people who chose the doe. I'm going to move the doe over here so you can still see her, but she's got to be out of the way because this is going to be a reading that's going to take up the entire thing. So, hello, little doe. Okay, try to get her. You know what's blocking the way is this dragon stone. I'm just going to move this down a little bit. Are you okay there, little doe? Okay, the little doe is going to sit there. I'm going to get some Rider-Waite Tarot, and we're going to throw down where you are now in chaos, the path between the chaos and your abundance, and your abundance. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to draw the cards. So here's your chaos, where you are now. Here's your path between where you are now and abundance. And here is your abundance. So let's see what those are about. So currently, you're in a situation where you feel like dependent. Your chaos is that you don't know where your next, your next handout is coming from. Like, not that you're like that, but it's just like it feels like that sometimes. Like, you're begging and you're like, here, oh, thank you so much, beg, and like, I'll take whatever you give me. I'm all that. This it's like this feeling like that. It's like this feeling like you are completely dependent on the whims of or the possibly not even existent mercy of somebody else or some other thing. And that's never fun. Like, that is just horrible. And it's just like, yeah, it feels out of your control and it's just uncomfortable. So how do we leave that? So you have a few options. There are a few options to follow. You've already made your mind up which one you're going to follow, which direction you're going to follow your will in. So that's good. You already know. And what this is going to lead you to is a completely new experience. This is an experience that some people might not even think is a pleasant experience, but you will be like, yeah, this is awesome because it's better than this, and it's on your terms. It's like Odin on the tree where he's like, I sacrificed myself to do this. So this is the sort of thing that's like, it's a whole new experience for you, and comfortable or uncomfortable, it's your choice. Like, you chose to do this. So that's your freedom. That's your abundance, is where it's you choosing as opposed to somebody else choosing for you. So there's more. We're going to lay down runes on all of these. So we have the maple runes. So let's start with where you are in chaos, and it's been going on for a long time. It feels like, oh, look, the ring off the rune. You know, last time I saw this rune, I was like, that looks kind of loose. I wonder if that's going to come off. Okay, and let's get to what's helping and what is not helping. I have a birch set, and all of the bark came off, like all of the rings of bark came off of that. I have got like a string with all of them strung on it. Okay, your central issue right now, where you're at in this state of chaos and things out of your control, the hail storm, is it just feels like it's going on and on and on, and you're very impatient with it at this point. It's like you've reached that point where you're like, arg. Leading up to this, you know, there was a lot of love involved to begin with. There was a lot of heart and love involved in this situation to begin with. It wasn't always unpleasant, but it's like grating on you now. We have Laguz, which is the rune of the lake. It's water, it's flow, it's emotion, intuition, and heart. I'm seeing like a lot of love in this situation to start with, but now it's just like this continuous thing where you're like, when am I going to choose? When do I get, to do this? Like, I'm waiting all the time for this. What is going to help you is there is at least one thing that is an absolute emergency for you, and you need to take care of that. And that's actually what's going to set you in motion on that, because that seems to be not something that's being taken care of by this. That's something that you are going to need to stand up and take care of. And once you take care of that, that's actually going to help you stand up and say, hey, you know what? My will is important and my will counts for something, and I have a few ideas of what I want to do with my will and where I want to go. And you have already decided which one you're going to go with, but the fact that the other two are there is like, it's already abundance, like abundance of potential. So anyway, back to where we are now. What isn't going to help is, here's Hagalaz again. Hagalaz has been very nice so far in showing up on the first card, the first two readings, which is lovely. It's chaos. It feels like it's out of your control. It feels like it's something that is like ingrained in nature and you can't change it. But you can, because look, you are about to do it. There is something that you know you need, and that is like absolutely an emergency at this point, and you are going to stand up and do it. And this is going to lead you to realizing you can manifest things in your life. You are able to do this for yourself. We have Ansuz, which is the rune of communication and manifestation. I'm focusing really more on the manifestation part of it here. I'm trying to get them all straight. And that's where you're going to be at. You're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to speak my truth, and I'm going to speak my will, and I'm going to speak my wishes into being. So let's move now into where you're going to be when you're between where you are now and where you want to be. So let's start with some runes. Nice. So this is your agreement that you made with yourself. Something's going to get revealed as well, which is going to happen because of, nice, oh my gosh, which is going to happen because of you standing up and taking care of this thing by yourself that you need to have done. And then you realize you can manifest things. You are able to do that. You're able to speak up and do that. And this is going to lead to a surprise, but it's a surprise that was always there. And that's going to have to do probably with the fact that you can actually take care of things without somebody handing it to you, which is great. I mean, this could just be in one aspect of your life. Like, I'm not by any stretch of the imagination hinting that you are in anything but completely confident, competent and taking care of things. But there's one area where it's chaos right now, and you're going to be happier when you stand up and take care of these things. And then you don't have to be reliant on other people for that. We're always reliant on other people, but you know what I'm saying. So this surprise is going to be revealed to you about the world. Something is going to come to your attention that was always the case, but you didn't notice it before. And this is going to lead you to make some plans. Here you are making the plans in the picture, but also you're going to make some plans. You're going to set some goals. This is Gabo. It's the Rune of the Gift. It's an exchange that has to do with agreements, decisions, and goals. You are going to make some of that. And you've already made your decision based on the card. What is going to help you at this point is the fact that all this that you did here, where you stood up and took care of things, this is like turning a light on in your life. Like, you can see clearly now where you haven't been able to see. Everything was like muddied before, like muddled, like foggy. And now everything is clear. You can see clearly. You can see quite a ways away. We have Hagalaz, which is the rune of the breaking of the day. It's the dawn. It's the great illuminator of darkness, and you can see much more clearly than you could before. What isn't going to help is you're still, because of all the time that this was going on, you still have problems with confidence. You still may feel like you're not worthy, but you are. You're completely worthy. You're absolutely worthy. Everybody is. So if that starts to be the case, just look around and see what is illuminated for you now that you couldn't see before. And it's like, no, you know what? I am absolutely worthy of this, and I'm going to do this. And what this is going to lead you to is, we have Tivaz. Tivaz is the rune of Tyr. Tyr is the warrior god. This has to do with not necessarily riding forward into war, but it is about riding forward into your life. And it is about taking care of duties and responsibilities and being in charge of that and being totally on top of that. And that's where you're going to be after this part as you ride forward into where you want to be, having a new experience that you have never had before, but that is on your terms and that you have chosen and that is something completely new for you. And it's very exciting. And let's get some runes down on this blank rune. Very nice. Ooh, beautiful. See, that's like completely exactly ties in with what the card is. So this is going to, the more you take care of for yourself, the more confident and the more energy you're going to have. Like, you're going to feel more confident and you're going to have more energy. Like, this is tapping into your source energy. Like, it's like the more you're doing, the more you can do. And we have Sovilo, the sun. This is the rune of source energy, and it's like you're tapping into that. Like, all the things that you're doing for yourself are nourishing you and giving you energy, and you feel like, I could do this all day. This is fantastic. This is what I want to be doing. I've wanted to do this for so long. And this is going to lead you to your central issue in this area here is just really coming to terms with your inner strength. Really just noticing your inner strength, which is like just bloomed at this point. And what is going to help you at this point, once you reach this point, is absolutely embracing the challenges that you've taken. They may even be feeling like impossible challenges. We have Thurizaz reversed, which is Thurizaz is the challenge rune, it's the thorn, the giant, the gateway, but it's reversed, so it's like a particularly difficult challenge. But you are absolutely embracing it at this point, and that's what's going to help you the most. It's just embracing this challenge, because it was like you were being kept from challenges back here, like even the ones you wanted to do, you're like, no, here, have this instead. It's like, no, this is not, you're not going to grow and you're going to feel like arg. So anyway, here you are. Once you get through all of this, once you pass through this path, you'll be here and you'll be like, I'm really feeling my inner strength. I'm embracing my challenges. You may be a bit worried about the journey because this is something you've never done before. This is an absolutely new experience that you are surrendering to, basically because it's your choice to do so, and you're a bit worried because this is not a path you've walked before. But that alone is exciting. That's what you're loving about it. It's the challenge that you're embracing. So what this is all going to lead you to is absolutely new ground, and you've just needed new ground. You've been stagnating for so long, and now you are finding yourself on completely new ground. You have great inner strength at this point. You know that you can rise to challenges. So this is looking very, very good. So dough people, that is your reading about your passage from hail to harvest, from chaos to abundance. I wish you all the best of luck with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, fox people. So fox people, I'm going to move the little fox over here, and he's going to be there, but out of the way. So we're going to start with pulling 3 cards from the Rider-Waite Tarot, and these cards are going to be about your path from where you are currently now, where it's a bit of a state of chaos. I mean, again, this could be any aspect of your life that's like this. This isn't necessarily your whole life. This is, we're going to go from where you are feeling like you're in a chaotic situation right now, where things are out of your control. We're going to go through the path of how you need to get out of that, and then we're going to show you your place of abundance that you're going to. So here's your place of chaos where you are now. Here is your path out of that chaos and towards abundance, and here is your state of abundance that you are going to. So let's turn them over and see what they say. So your current state of chaos is you are in a sort of a stagnant situation, like you're in a dormant. It's like you're almost dormant. You've stepped away from things, and things are out of your control because you're not even there. Like you're absent. So that's the state of chaos that you're currently in, where things seem to be, chaotic and out of your control because you're sleeping in this situation. What's going to help you is, I just feel like, here, have some money and you'll get out of it. I don't think that's actually, I'm not going to go with that as what the answer is, although it could be. But it's like some grasp of practical life that's going to awaken you. Something that is real and tangible that is going to awaken you, because this is like a state of dreaming where you're just, not that I have anything bad to say about dreaming, because I don't, heaven forfend, but like if you don't bring that through into the world, then it's just sleep. So, which is important as well, but not if you're doing it to exclude everything else. So something is going to spark your interest. You're going to find something interesting, some reason to live. Like you're going to find a reason to get out there and like really live. And this is going to lead you to great energy, and you want to just like use this energy, and you're going to be like out there doing things. So it's like Georgia O'Keeffe says about how, happiness is fleeting, but interest is better. I've completely mangled even the idea of that quote, but basically, if you're pursuing happiness, but if you're pursuing something that you're fascinated by, then that's going to give you this. So this is sort of where it is. It's like there's nothing to awaken your energy or your drive, but suddenly something in the real world, not the real, like the dreams are real world as well, but something in the corporeal world is going to awaken your interest in a way that, in like a really big way, that it starts something. And then you'll be able to direct your energy. That's like, this is fantastic. I'm riding. This is fantastic. So that's not all. We're going to get some runes down on these and see what we can see. There's Hagalaz again. This is beautiful because this is a Hagalaz to Jera reading, and there's Hagalaz right there. It's been present in every reading I've done so far, which is very nice of it. Jera hasn't been present in any of them, but that's okay. So right now, your central issue is represented by Gabo. Gabo is the rune of the gift. It has to do with an exchange. It has to do with agreements, decisions, and goals. It sometimes has to do with a one-on-one relationship, so maybe that could be another reason why you feel like you've stagnated, where like, I'm going to do this and that's all, and I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to stay here. Either way, there's a plan involved. There was a plan involved, like a goal, and you're at it, and this is what you're doing, and it's not moving you forward, and you're just basically stagnating. You're sleeping through your life is this part of your life. Leading up to this, there was, you were able to do it. We have Fehu, which is the rune of, it's the rune of wealth and worth. It's cattle. So it's the wealth that you tend that keeps you, that as long as you take care of it, it will keep your life rich. So you've had a lot of that, and it might even be, money in this point has allowed you to do this. But it's mostly a sort of like just sense of wealth and worth has allowed you to say, okay, you know what, I'm just going to do this. This is my plan. This is my goal. I'm going to do this. I'm going to stay here. What is going to help you is be in communication, create as well, like create, and also be in communication with people. We have Ansus, which is the rune of communication and manifestation. So create stuff, be creative. Don't just sit there. Be creative, be creating things, but also be in communication with people in the rest of the world, because that's going to move things forward. What isn't going to help is you are worried about the chaos. Goodness knows I could easily read this as, at this point in time when I'm doing this reading, we are in like almost the third year of the pandemic, and a lot of us have, especially us introverts, have just sort of like, I'm going to just stay home and I'm not going to do anything, and that's fine, and I'm safe, and I'm not doing anything ever again. That's not okay. Even though it is crazy out there and it's frightening, it's important to keep moving forward, and it's important to keep creating and bringing things through. Be an agent of creation and not an agent of entropy. Just to continue to bring things through, and also to continue to have communication in the world and manifest in the world, and not be just stuck. And what this is going to lead you to is you're going to look around you and you're going to go, okay, you know what? There's needs that need to be taken care of. We have Nauthiz, which is the rune of need. And this is going to get me up. This is going to get me up to take care of things, because things will be better once I have taken care of these needs. So at this point where something in the outside world is going to excite you and make you interested in going out again into the world, you are coming from a place of stillness. Even though you've gotten up to tend some needs, you are still coming from a place of ice. This is Isa, it's ice. And it's basically stillness. It's standstill. You're coming from a place of standstill. And it's a radical shift, because something is going to excite you. Just something is going to like pop up out of the cloud and just say, here, look, check this out. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh. And this is Avaz. The central issue on this card is Avaz. Avaz is the horse rune. And Avaz is about movement, but also spirit. So it's not only like you're going to start moving forward in a big way, and galloping, and like, oh my gosh, this is very exciting and very interesting. But you're following spirit. You're letting spirit carry you with this. Spirit is going to be all over this. It's going to be like, this is really exciting, guys. This is like super exciting. And gallop, gallop, gallop. What is going to help is start the new thing. This is something new that's starting, and just like be happy about this. Like just this, we have Arcana, which is the rune of the birch tree, new beginnings, births and things. Could be a birth. It's something new for sure. But it's just basically something new in the corporeal world, in the waking world, that is like exciting and just makes you want to run, and your spirit is all over it, and it's like very exciting. That's what's going to help you, is just go with this new beginning, just like gallop with this new beginning. What isn't going to help is we have Laguz, which is the rune of water. It's the lake. It's flow, it's emotion, intuition, and heart. And it may be hard to go from like everything is calm, everything is quiet, nothing is happening, we're good, to, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, this is fantastic, and my emotions are surging, and I'm crying for no reason, and blah, 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 blah. That could be a bit difficult, and you may feel like that's wrong. And that you might want to try to stop the new beginning, because I don't want to go there, like I'm not used to this level of emotion. But you gotta. So try not to worry about that. If that's the case, just remind yourself, no, you know what? I'm letting my spirit carry me, and I am riding forward into this new beginning, and it's super exciting. And what this is going to lead you to is new revelations about things that were always the case, but you didn't realize it. We have Pertho, which is the rune of the lot box, and this is surprises and fate. And the surprises that it shows you are the things that were always there. But the fate aspect is like, no, you know what, this is my path. This is exciting for me, and I'm going to do this. So throwing down some runes on the last card. Nice. Bit weird that that one's reversed in the last rune, but that's okay. We can work with that. This is going to lead you to moving out of your comfort zone, finally. Finally, you're out of your comfort zone. We have Othala reversed. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland. Reversed, it has to do with letting go of things that no longer serve you, but also just galloping right the heck out of your comfort zone, leaving that behind. What this is all about joy. This is going to be all about joy. This card, this stage, where you're going, your abundance is going to be all about joy. It's like, this is fantastic. This is so exciting. La 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 la. Super exciting, like joy. Vunyo, joy rune. What is going to help you is, instead of just sort of home creating and instead of just communicating, you are going to be creating. This is active creation. We have Ingvaz, which is Ing's rune. Ing is another name for Frey. Frey is the fertility god. You are going to be just really actively creating at this point, and it's going to maintain your joy and happiness. You're going to be working with what you have. You're going to be just like creating, like bringing things into the world, just bringing things into the world. Super exciting. What isn't going to help is we have Dagaz, which is the rune of the breaking of the day. It's the dawn. You may feel a little bit overwhelmed sometimes with all of this. It's like just so much light and so much brightness and illumination. But honestly, just focus on what you're creating. You're bringing things through, and that's just like this great rush. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. It's exciting. Riding, bringing all that through. And what this allows you to do, we have Rider reversed. Rider's the journey rune. It allows you to put an end to what this journey was. This journey which got stagnated here and you just felt like stuck. And that's why things felt chaotic for you, is ironically because things were stagnating and stuck. But something made you very excited in the waking world and in the outside world, and you wanted to get out there and be a part of that. And you've really found your joy. By the time you get there, it's going to be so joyful, and you're going to be bringing things through, and it's going to be very exciting, and you can really just put to rest, like just close the chapter on what you all went through, and everything ahead of it is going to be brand new. So that, Fox people, is your reading for your journey from hail to harvest, from chaos to abundance. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, wolf people. So wolf people, I'm going to move the wolf over here so he's out of the way but also still visible. Hello, wolf. And it could be a she-wolf. So I'm going to start with, on your path from hail to harvest, is I'm going to pull 3 cards from the Rider-Waite Tarot. These are going to be the illustration of your path from hail to harvest. The first card is going to be where you are now in a state of chaos in one part of your life. The middle rune is going to be your path from that to your state of abundance. And the last card is going to be your state of abundance, what that's going to look like. And we're going to go from there. So let's start with that. Okay, so this is your state of chaos, where you're at now. This is your path between chaos and abundance, and this is your state of abundance. So let me put that away, and we're going to turn these over. So where are you at now? You have a lot of burdens. You feel like you have nowhere to put them down. You've put a lot of energy into this, you've put a lot of will into this, you've put a lot of words into this. But you're just carrying it around. It's just, you don't have anywhere to use it, and it's just like that you're just lugging this around all the time, and this is like, feels like, what do I do even with this? Like, what was all of this even worth if all I'm doing is carrying it around? What's going to get you out of that is get in touch with your emotions. Get on top of that. That's one of the things, one of the things that this is, like, a lot of these things are like wishes, but they were based on not being on top of your emotions. And here you get a much better emotional intelligence, a much better sense of being able to be on top of your emotions and creation and things, and just a lot calmer about it. It's like the waves and all the waviness is underneath, and you don't have to worry about it. And you worry about it a little bit, but you're calming the waves. And what this is going to lead you to is a greater sense of, you're going to have more control over more aspects of your life, over more elements in your life. Basically, here you've just been focused on your will, your words, your some energy that's going on, like some fieriness. Is it fire? Fire, yes. And then here you are bringing in water to calm this a bit, but it's going to be another element that you maybe hadn't thought of. Like maybe this is very intellectual, although that's more sword, but like this is very much more like dry, and now you're bringing in your emotions because maybe that wasn't a part of things before, and then you will feel much more in control of much more. You'll be more integrated, you'll be more powerful, you'll be stronger in a lot of ways, you'll be more balanced for sure. So that's not all. We're going to do rune readings on top of these. So let's see what the runes have to add about this reading. Meeting? I'm meeting with you. So here you are where you are now, carrying your heavy burden of all of the things you want to make happen. Nice. That's just really, thank you, Tyr, for that. That was really nice of you. And this ring is coming right off, but I'm going to put it as long as possible at the bottom of this. So it's reached a state of emergency with you. We have Nauthi's reversed. Nauthi's is the rune of need. When it always means tend your needs, but at this point it means drop everything and tend your needs. This is too much. You're carrying too much, and it's too. It's like trying to keep track of all the little things, and this is like all the little. Some of it is even all the nasty things that you thought of, like I want this to happen, and you don't have to carry that. Like you got a lot of stuff in here. Some of it's good, but you're even holding on to things that you really ought to be letting go of, and it's weighing you down. So it's an emergency at some point, like at this point. In some senses, there is a real emergency happening where you're just going to have to really face this. Leading up to this, on one hand, you're feeling very confident, perhaps overconfident, but on the other hand, there's a part of you that's like thinking that you're not worthy. We have Fehu reversed. Fehu's the rune of wealth and worth, and it's sort of like you're like your ego is built up to cover that you maybe weren't feeling worthy is what this seems to be doing. And this is why it's like this whole big thing. It's like I'm just have all these ideas of what I want to happen and what I want to make happen, and I'm gonna just carry this just all the time, and it's just too much. It's too much. These people in the town are gonna see you coming, and they're gonna lock their doors. So what's gonna help you is stand down. We have Tiva's reversed. Tiva's the rune of Tyr. Tyr's the warrior god. This is basically you've got too much. It's just you're carrying too much, and you got to put some of this down. You got to just stand down. Like people think you're going to be going to war on them, and it's not okay. You want to basically really examine, like put these down and examine them and say, okay, first of all, which one of these do I not need to be carrying forward because it's not good and it's heavy? But basically, Tiva's reversed, just lay your swords down. Like, I know these are wands, but lay them down. And that's what's going to help you because your emergency is that you are carrying too much. It's too heavy. It's just too much. What isn't going to help you is we have Ansu's. Ansu's is the rune of communication and manifestation. It's like online where people just they get very reactive, and like they see something and the slightest thing will like tick them off, and they have to say something. You don't always have to say something. These things that you're carrying, these are the things you don't have to say. Some of them are good, but a lot of what you're carrying is like you don't have to carry them because you're never going to need to say them, or if you are saying them, then they're only going to cause harm, and that's not okay. Bring yourself back up to where you're going to be just like start letting things go. Like start laying your swords down. Start standing down the battle cries and things. Just like there are things that are important here, but you need to let go of the things that are not because it's too much. It's getting too hard for you to carry them all. What your way through here is going to be getting in touch with your emotions, because a lot of this is about, you're wanting to keep your ego boosted with intellect. That's okay to a certain extent, but not when it's not balanced with the other elements and things. So So at this point, oh, I'm so sorry I didn't read this rune. So once you put your sword down, like once you stand down, suddenly you're going to have a whole bunch of energy that you forgot you could have. Once you start putting things down, like once you start letting things go, that's going to free you up. You're going to be able to stand up straight again. You're going to be able to like not be burdened and bent under all this weight of things that you're trying to carry all the time. You're going to suddenly have all the energy that you were using to hang on to this is going to be freed, and you're going to have this energy. And you're going to realize, oh my gosh, I have to make a plan now. I have to like set some new goals. I have to make a decision here. We have Gabo, which is the rune of the gift. This has to do with agreements, decisions, and goals. And you're going to be like, I've got to make some plans here. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to be very still. You're not going to be trying to push forward with all of this. You're going to become very still while you get in touch with this. And one of the ways that's going to really help you get in touch with this is to turn away from the din of humanity. We have Hagalaz, which is the rune of humanity, and you're part in it, but it's reversed on the helping line. You've closed the doors on that, and they can say whatever they want out there. You're not even going to look at it. But you're going to tune inward and become still, and through stillness comes clarity, and that's how you're going to get through that. You're going to start to see clearly your emotional state and how you can start to tame those waters. Not you're going to tame them, but just like to become aware of them and become mindful of them and not feel immediately swayed by them. What isn't going to help is you're going to be worried about your happiness all the time, because it's not all happy down here. But you need to get in touch with all of them. You're looking for the happiness, and that can be there, but you need to calm it, all of the other things, by acknowledging them, and then that will happen. But the only way that's going to happen is if you tune out the din of humanity for a bit. So just be still, let the clarity come through, and you are going to finally find a comfortable place. You're going to finally find a comfort zone. We have Othala, which is the rune of the home and the homeland, and it's basically comfort zone. You're going to finally feel secure. You're going to have some sanctuary. You're going to feel, there's Hagalaz on the final card. It was a weird place for it in my Hagalaz to Jera readings, but anyway, it sort of is a summation of the whole journey on this card right here, which is great. What's this? Nice. Okay. So when you reach the final card, you realize, I've been through some chaos, first of all, but you're also much more in tune with your own chaos, your own nature, your own natural forces and natural energies. And that gives you more strength than when you were just sort of like carrying everything to buffer against it and you were never going to be able to use it all. So you're much more in tune with your own nature, and you realize that you yourself are nature and a power to yourself, which you don't have to worry about carrying a whole bunch of things because you already have it. And this is really going to start you on a new journey of a much more balanced mindset, where you're going to be much more balanced in what you're going to be using. You're not just going to be using words and I'm going to have the smartest words. Everything's going to be more balanced. You're going to be aware of your words, but you're also going to be aware of your emotions. You're going to be aware of all the other things. This is a very much more balanced card. We have the Magician. He's got everything. So, or is it a she? Well, I guess you could be either, but generally it's a he. But it's like, on the card, it looks, I'm not even going to go there. He or she, or they, has everything they need. And now you can start a new journey much more balanced. And what's going to help you is embrace this new beginning. This is a new beginning for you. We have Berkana, which is the rune of beginnings and birth. It is really you're rebirthing yourself. So you're starting new and much more balanced with a grasp of both your intellectual and emotional states, and not feeling the need to carry it all around because you already have it. You inherently have it. What isn't going to help is this is still kind of new for you, because I think you were a lot more, not necessarily, but this was your burden for so long that you had, and it was sort of to avoid this. So you're still a bit worried about this. We have Laguz, which is the rune of emotion, intuition, and heart. So you're still a little bit tentative about it because you haven't really focused on it so much. It's not been your mindfulness has not been of that for a long time, and now it is. So there's a little bit of emotional surging happening that could drag you down, but really just embrace that it's a new beginning for you, and it's very, very exciting, and you're starting a new journey. And as you move forward, you are going to finally feel, you're going to feel supported as opposed to you doing all the supporting. This is sort of like the bookend of this. But this is Algiz, which is the rune of the elk, otherwise known as the moose. It has to do with protection and support, and you're going to feel a lot more protected and a lot more supported moving forward because you don't feel like you have to carry all of this anymore. You've laid it down, and because you have more mindfulness of your emotional state, because you're acknowledging it, it's able to calm down. You are much more aware of who you are from your deep nature. You're like who the nature of you is, and as such, you are now able to start a new journey, much more balanced than you were before, and you're going to feel a lot more supported than you did before. So that, wolf people, is your reading, which is the journey from hail to harvest, from chaos to abundance. So I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, alligator people. So I'm going to move the alligator over here so you can see the alligator, but the alligator's not going to be in the way because I'm going to be using this whole space. So I'm going to start with 3 cards from the Rider-Waite Tarot. The first card is going to be your chaos, where you are now at that point in at whatever area of your life it is that you feel like you are currently in chaos. The middle card is going to be your path out of that chaos and towards abundance, and the final card is going to be you arriving in your state of abundance. So here is where you are now, state of chaos. This one here is how you get from chaos to abundance, and this one here is your state of abundance. So let's put these away. Start with now. Right now, your state of chaos actually doesn't look from the outside like chaos, but you feel like work. Like, like you feel like you're doing this work, but then people are like making judgments on it. And that's, you sort of, we'll wait for the runes to come down to really clarify this, but I think it may be a sense of where you feel like you're working for other people, but you actually want to be doing your own thing. Like this is something you're doing right now. The thing that feels out of your control is you're using all of your creativity, but it's not for you. And I think that's probably why this feels chaotic and why this feels out of your control. Way you get out of that is just really get your stability on. We have the Emperor card, just sort of to create a real sense of stability for yourself in the world, and also just to be respected as well, I think is another thing that this might be about. And your final state of abundance, interestingly, is King of Swords. So it's not just that you've gone from, people are telling me what to do, to I'm going to be the one in charge of my life, to I now am able to direct my energy where I want it to. I'm going to make these decisions. So that's not all. We're going to get some runes on these to make it very, very clear. Make your journey quite clear. So here we are. Yes, you are creating. You're actively creating. And you've had a lot of ambition to do this. Like this was something you needed to do. Ambition. But you picked up and you went for it. And this is something that you're also very proud of. You should be, because you're doing really, really good work right now. So this started with, we have Tivaz. Tivaz is the rune of Tyr. Tyr is the warrior god, and this has to do with tending duties and responsibilities. So these are your duties and responsibilities. You're doing this. You're doing a really good job. You're working with what you have. You're creating, and it's good. What is going to help you in this is reminding yourself that this was an agreement that you made with yourself or with somebody else. You are honoring this agreement. This is something that is like a contract. Maybe like it's a plan, it's a contract, it's a goal, it's an agreement you made. We have Gabo, which is the rune of the gift. A gift is always an exchange. So this is something that is an exchange for you. It's basically, this was the agreement. You do this thing and you get something for it. And this is what you're doing right now. You are feeling a bit stuck in it, but it's still helping you because this was something that you were a part of this agreement. What doesn't help you is you feel like you want to quit. You feel like you have these feelings like, I want to quit, and you're feeling like you want to quit every day, and this is going to drag you down. But this is a finite thing. This is an agreement that you made. So bring yourself back up to that. It's like, this is not something that's forever. This is a thing that I agreed to, and I'm doing this now. We're going to do this. And what this will allow you to do is get more energy because of that. And, even if you just take a break and tap into your source energy, what gives you energy? With Sovila, which is the sun, it has to do with source energy. Tap into whatever it is that gives you energy, no matter what. But even just allowing yourself to acknowledge, what, I agreed to do this and I'm doing really good work, will help you get more energy to get on with this. Now, let's look at this card. Let's look at this card and the things on this card. This is actually allowing you to get to this point. This, and realizing this was something that you agreed to and this is your plan, is allowing you to get to this point where you're going to feel that you're able to, you get your payout, you get the dawn comes. The dawn does come, the day does come where you can actually go, okay, you know what? Now I can take some time and be still. I can sit on the stability that I have created from this. The day comes that you are now able to go, okay, now I can take a moment. I can be still. I can do a bit of a standstill thing. And through stillness, clarity comes, but you can actually be solid. You can be still at this point. Once you get past this, the day comes, the payout comes, whatever. You finish. Maybe not finish, but like a new day dawns. And you're able to be still. You're able to have that stillness and stability and solidness for this point in time. And what is going to help you there is you are able to stand up and take care of yourself at that point. This has allowed you to do that. This has allowed you to be independent and to support yourself, to stand up and protect yourself and to support yourself. We have Algaze reversed. Algaze is the rune of the elk, otherwise known as the moose. It has to do with protection and support on the upper line, and reversed, it has to do with inner. So for yourself, protecting yourself, supporting yourself. This has allowed you to do that, and you can take a moment to be still and do that. What isn't going to help is, it's like, and this has happened to me with years and years ago, where I had this job and I knew I had to do this job, and I did the job, and it's just like, I just did it. I just like devoted to that every day, did the thing. Once I was able to stop, my emotions came back. I hadn't realized I'd turned it all off. And it was like, I would cry at commercials. It was like, just everything was like emotions coming back and flowing back. And that could freak you out because it's supposed to be ice. And it's like this surging emotion coming out finally. But so that could freak you out. But just remember that you are now standing up and supporting yourself. And that's going to, that's worth it. And if that flows in, then that's great. That's that coming back, and that's more stability for your support, even though it feels unstable because it's like surging emotions. But it's going to be like, no, you know what? That's the rest of me coming back in, and I'm accepting that, and it's part of me, and I am strong and able to support myself at that point. What this will lead you to is a greater sense of confidence. We have Fehu reversed. Fehu is the rune of wealth and worth. Reversed, it has to do with inner wealth, inner worth, being able to support yourself. Well, being able to support yourself, and also to be feeling worthy inwardly as well. There's Jera. It took all 5 readings to get to Jera on the last card. Hagalaz was very kind and showed up on the first card, like on a few of these, but Jera didn't show up at all. And I was like, you know what? Be a team player, Jera. But it wasn't, obviously, there's Hagalaz as well. Okay, they all show up on here. They show up when they need to, so it's not going to be, I'm not blaming them. They're not going to show up if they're not important in the story. So what needs to will show up. I'm just being playful. Okay, so once you reach this point where you are feeling more confident, you are feeling inwardly worthy, you are feeling like more, this is really built your confidence, then you're going to be like, okay, I am going to seek my inner joy. What makes me the happiest deep inside as well? Where am I discontented? But mostly I'm seeing this on the path as like Vunyo reversed. It's inner joy. It's like that spark of joy. Like now these emotions that are coming through, like what of these is joy? Because this is what I need to go with. And this is what I need to base this on. This is what I need to base my harvest on. And so you're going to be like focusing on the seeds of this joy that you've just sort of trying to discover. Your main focus in this final place of abundance is going to be Jera and abundance and the harvest and time. And now is the season to do this in. And that's very exciting. What's going to help you is embrace this challenge. You now have the sword in your hand. You can direct this energy where you need to direct it, and it's yours to do. So it may feel like an impossible challenge because this is Thurisaz reversed. Thurisaz is always the challenge rune, but reversed is an extremely difficult challenge that feels almost impossible, but it's yours. It's finally yours. It's not somebody else who's paying you to do it. You are doing this for you, and you are going to be doing this thing. It's your challenge, so you are embracing this, and that's what's going to help you the most. You may be worried about, and I'm going to read that as coming back to here, you may be worried that you're going to have to end up going back to this place where you're going to be doing things for other people. You're going to be doing good work, but it's not going to be for you. That's your worry. That's the worry about chaos returning, about the hailstorm returning. We have Hagalaz in the bottom here. But at this point, that's not the time to worry about that. Right now, you've finally reached this point where the sword is in your hand. You're going to be directing that sword. It's your challenge. Embrace the challenge. It's yours. And what this is going to lead you to is a greater connection with your inner communication. You're going to be able to really be in touch with your inner voice. You're going to have that flow coming through of what your inner voice is telling you, and what you're going to just like really be in tune with that. Your inner voice is going to be your guide. And this is going to be, you're going to be a really good team. You and your inner voice are going to be able to direct this really, really well. So, alligator people, that is your reading about your path from hail to harvest, from chaos to abundance. And I wish you all the best with this. And I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye.